welcome back. So, in today's episode, let's continue. So, it has been a while. I've been somehow busy, but I've managed to find some time. So let's. Last time we managed to actually do all these information, and we had other forms that were incomplete. And here I'm seeing that things we put on the professional information, I think they are for education. You can see the med school, grad year. I think that is educational information. And we might just go ahead and just drop or just change that name. Okay. So I can just go to these. We have this professional information here. Okay, so I could just go ahead and modify or copy and paste this. So I think the easy one would be copying and paste into this um, educational things. Okay, I'm just going to go and see, copy this, or you could just rename this, I guess. There is no need. So this is going to be, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this old educational. So let's rename this educational education info, and we can also change here. Let me just change here to education info, and let's see if it is the one having the graduate, the med school. And we could just go to these onboarding steps. I think we don't have any errors. We have bio, profile, contact. So we could just remove this step. Okay, could remove that step and contact education. Then we have practice plus additional information. I don't know if we have errors on the UI. I think we are good. Okay, so this is now educational information. Yeah, great. And I don't know, this should be like, let me just go and see that part. Where can I find that part? So these are currents. So we have where we have here the steps. So let me see. It is where we have these the steps. Then these are this side. I don't know what is this. Um, what is this? What is the background color of this? Let me just go and see. So these ones have a BG. Each step has a BG slate of 300. I want to make this here. Okay. And I don't know if I just make height full, if this makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, so this is much better. Okay. This is looks much better. Okay, so let's move on. So we have the education information. One thing I think we have to change about this education info is that it still use this professional props. So we could just say this as education form props. Education form props. And that means we have to go here, change this here. And we just have also to import this. And you can just go and remove this professional. Okay, great. Now we are good. Now let's just go ahead and put this practice information. So if you just go back to this, where are the notes somewhere, where are my notes here? Okay, so you have education, and now we have this practice, the hospital name, hospital address, contact. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, copy, and let's go to types. So we first go to types here. So just duplicate this. So this is, I can just imagine it is a practice. So this is going to be practice form props. Practice form props. I'm just going to paste this here. So first leave the page. This is here. So we have hospital name. Okay. So we have this hospital name string. We have hospital address. So we have hospital address string. We have hospital contact number, email address, hospital email address. Okay, so we have this hospital website. So these are all string. Even this is a string. Okay, hospitals hours of operation. Hospital hours of operation. So this is maybe a number. And then we have services offered. So services offered. And this is going to be an array of strings. Insurance accepted. So this one is a Boolean. So you have this is a Boolean, which is like just going to say insurance insurance accepted. This is going to be a boolean. Languages spoken at the hospital. I don't know if we need to do that because we already have somewhere languages. We had somewhere languages. You don't know. Okay, I just add it here. Languages spoken. Languages spoken. This is also a string. Languages. Okay. And of course, finally page. So we have these ones. You can just go ahead quickly and bring them in this form. So that was which form? The practice. Okay. So this is just going to go on top here. We can first change here. So this is practice form props. Even here, practice form props. And I can just remove this if statement here. Okay. So I can just start by putting what we need here. Hospital name, address. Okay, so here we have hospital name, hospital name. And you can just copy this key here. Placeholder, enter hospital name. Okay. Moving on, second one, hospital address. So just here, for instance, hospital address. So here you can just go and add this. And let me just remove these two. Hospital address. Okay. Then we have hospital contact number. And just copy this. Hospital contact number. So come here. Hospital contact number. And just put here. Okay. And the hospital contact number. Okay, great. Hospital email address. Hospital email address. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this. Hospital email address. Email address. The hospital email address. Email address. They can move this. Next is hospital website. Hospital website. Okay. Hospital website. So just come here, duplicate this. sorry, duplicate this. So hospital website, and this, I think this is optional. Someone might not be having it. And on this, we could just say is required. I think we didn't put is required somewhere. Mm, this one is not supposed to be required. What if someone does it is optional? So where we have here required, mm, we could just modify, but I'm just going to leave it. You could just put here is required. I think. Let me see. I don't know. So if we just put here is required. If is required, for instance, we can just make it something like this, Boolean. It is not a required field, and here we just say is required. Is like by default it is true. Okay, so we just bring this, and then we can place it. We can place it. Uh, we can place it where we have the register function here. You know, if this makes sense, really is required, and then we place it just like that. Mm, might be need to, I don't know. Do I need to put it in this? Like that? And then also these errors, we could just say here and we say also and is required. Okay. And is required. Okay. So we're just going to test that in a second. So hospital website, what is it? Here we could just like place is required false. Okay. Is required is equal to false. We shall see. Then we have gender. We don't have this radio. So we have hours of operation. So just copy this hospital hours of operation. Okay. So this is here. Hospital hours of operation. Hours of operation. Just paste it here. Okay. Okay. And then next is services offered. So for this case, we just need um, just going to go to the educational here. I just need to get this. For instance, where we have this array input. So on top down here, just go and add array input like this. Okay. Then we have to set items and items. So just going to go const, for instance, const, and these were services. So services, set services is equal to use state. So just like that. So you just come here and you say services and set services. So here services, and then we have set services, and then here is going to be add uh, hospital services, and this is set. This is supposed to be services, and then here this is going to say set services. Okay, we are great. And then I think we're on the second last. So insurance accepted is a Boolean. What are we going to use? Let me first add languages spoken. Languages spoken. So I'm just going to duplicate this and set languages, language. The spelling of the word language, I can't get it right. Languages, set lang, languages. Okay, so just come here. I just go here, set languages, and then here we have languages, and then here add languages spoken at the hospital. Okay. Okay, so finally we have one. So what are we going to do is this insurance accepted. So just go maybe take a string of yes or no instead here. So just going to say like yes or no. Okay. So I'm just going to turn this into a string quickly. Okay. Just see here string. Okay. So if it is a string, if this is a string, what we can also just do is where we have these gender options is like insurance, maybe options, and you can just say here yes. So here yes, no sorry, here you have yes, and the value is yes, and you have no value no. So they're just going to use the shard. By the way, I'm just going to show you something. I don't know if I added it. So just going to use this uh, shard input. So just going to show you I added this shard select input, and we're just going to see how that one works. So let me just go ahead and put it. Shard select input. So I'm just going to go back here. I think probably we should put it, I don't know, should we put at the end? Looks weird. So just going to say shard select input. Let's look at the options. So we have these options. Let me paste them here. Okay, so we have the label. Okay, we have the label, which is for instance, do you accept insurance? Do you accept insurance? Okay, it takes in class name if you have. I think it's optional. Then we have option title. So this, for instance, you can just say maybe insurance acceptable. I don't know. Then options, these are the options. So it takes also options and selected options. So here just going to take options, which is going to be, what do we call it? Insurance options. And then here take selected and set selected. So you may just come here and I say const. So here const uh, insurance. So you can just like, we can just name it here. Insurance accepted, set insurance accepted. Here set insurance. Okay. Set insurance accepted is equal to use state, just like that. Okay, so down here we use this insurance and set insurance. So here selected option, want it to be insurance accepted, and then here we have set, which is going to be set insurance. Remove this. Okay, and then this here now, so remove this. Let's just look at the form if we need to add some things. Practice information. Okay, so you have hospital name, hospital address, contact website, and then we have these other ones. Okay, so I think everything looks okay. So I just wanted to see this. Yeah, so you can see these ones, and you see no on hospital website it is optional and it has no rate. Okay, on it, hours of operation. What are hours of operation? Hours of operation, did I duplicate the one from let me see. Yeah, so you can see this one. I'm just going to say required is 2, so that one you can see that. Okay, And by the way, that means also on the practice. So if you just go to these practice form props, you should just make this one not required. So for instance, hospital website, just go like we put just like a question mark like this, not required. Okay, great. And you can see now this one has a red. Now insurance, you can see you have no or yes. If wanted, we could just make it occupier half or full. We could bring it up here, but they are all matching. I guess we should put it here. I'm just going to move it to, just going to move this a little bit up. So where is the form practice? Okay. So just going to shift these array inputs to be a bit down. So so I'm just going to go here like this. Maybe the one is to be last. Yep, something like this. Now you can just go ahead and add languages. Okay, that's great. That form is also done. So there is now the last form, second last is additional information. So what do we have in additional information? So in additional information, do we really have additional information? I'm seeing availability. Okay, so there is additional information, which is this here. Okay, education history. Okay, published work or research. Uh, any special accomplishment or awards. I think we just make those ones text area. Malpractice information, and then this one. I'm just going to copy this on additional information. Just go to types. So I'm just going to go to types, duplicate this, and this is going to be additional info. So addition, and they just paste these here. Okay. So education history. So I'm just going to say educational, education history or history, string, published work or research. So just going to call this research, string, accomplishments or awards. So just going to say accomplishments, string, and then here you can just leave this one out. Any additional documents. So just going to have additional documents. So additional docs. This is going to be string array and then page of course. So just go and copy this. We just need these things inside, just like these ones. So let's go to the form, which is additional info. Okay, so we could just first go here and we just say additional form props, additional additional form props. That means you can just go ahead and remove all these ones, just like that. Okay, and then we can just go here. Okay, so in this we just need to paste these here. So we have education history. So these ones are going to be text area. Text area. Let me put, okay, I don't know if it needs taking this need to be full. And just going to say here education history. So here just going to say okay. Enter your education history. Okay, just like that. And then another one is research. And I don't know the word is we were using here. It was just this published work or research. Where is the form? Before I get lost. Okay, so that's the problem now. It is here. So this one is going to be this, and we are just setting it as research. Okay. Enter any published work or research. Okay. And then here you can just to say cover page. Another one, what was it here? Research. Then we have accomplishments. So you could just come here and you say accomplishments. What is this? Okay, just paste it down here. And this one, just going to name it as accomplishments. And this one, we had this any accomplishment or awards. Okay. So just put this. Any accomplishment or awards. And then finally, just remove this. Remove this. So here just going to use a file picker, or so from the education we want this multiple file upload. Just going to go to this additional, replace it with this, and of course let's import it, and let's go ahead and look for these files. So these ones, oh, they were any additional, so for instance, any additional documents like CV, blah, blah. You just rename that. So here I'm just going to add the label, any additional documents. So you are going to name these ones additional documents. So just going to say additional docs. So we could just remove all these. Just see, for instance, additional docs, additional, and then here this is set additional docs. You state, you don't know. So this one just like this. Can remove this and just go down here. Let's just say additional docs, and then this one is going to be set additional docs. So just go ahead and change. This is type and define unsignable type file string. So this one has to be initiated as an array. So just like this. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and look for this endpoint. So you could just go and say that endpoint in the upload thing core. So where we have these professional docs, I'm just going to duplicate this. Okay. I just have this as additional. So you have this one as additional docs. Copy this endpoint and let's go and pass it here. Just like that. Additional docs. Okay, so in the last, so here we have this. Let me just go ahead and remove those these things that you put here, these ones. Okay. So you have these the text areas and they're looking amazing, and you have also these ones, additional documents like this one. Okay, great. And the last form is availability. Okay, so what do we have in availability? So the doctors said their availability. Okay. So let's just go and see. Mm, where is the availability form? It is here. And let me just go to the notes and we see. Notes just here on top. Availability. Set your preferred days and times for appointment. Consider using a calendar interface for ease of selection. So you're going to have the days. Okay. Set your preferred days and times for appointment. So this is a bit tricky. So like the interface for doctor availability, I don't know, like you could just go and just get like see if you can just like set the calendar. How would the doctor set that calendar? Doctor availability. They just simply give us the app. Mm, so definitely what we just need to consider Okay. What we need to consider is we need to have like the way that person is going to select. Let me see. So we can just have, I think, some sort of like selections. Okay. We can have sort of selections. For instance, we can just have days of the week. Okay. Because at the end of the day, we also want the time. We also want the time. I remember at some point, um, so where is the one we clicked on? Here, this is just also for making appointments. So if you just look at the UI for making an appointment, you see that there is the dates. So even the doctor's calendar must have something looking like this. Okay. Um, we could we could have a checkbox. Okay. We could have a checkbox. So for instance, for each day we could have times, for instance, of 1 hour interval. Let me just see. Tidy car. I don't know if I created an account with this tidy car. We could just check something. Can I just log in here in the tidy car? I'm not so sure. What did I just create an account? Let's see. Continue. I don't know as if I created an account with tidy car. So you just have these, and as if they use okay. So what we just want to do is they create bookings. Like you can book a doctor or whatever. Okay. But if you just look at this, here is where we just want to create a new booking type. Okay. Type booking, blah blah, description, duration. Okay, so you can just see when are you available for this booking. So yeah, always one time during this week, every week specify dates. Okay. Okay, this is the one exactly what I wanted. Okay, so you can see when you're available for this, specify dates. So if you just say for instance this, okay, that's great. If you just specify dates, here you specify the dates. Okay, just say weekly. Okay, so you can see define your weekly available below. I think that's a great one. So here they have Sunday. If you just say Sunday available, that they just add it. Okay, this is a very nice functionality. And then we have here the time. So you can just see Monday from 8 a.m. To 5 p.m. And then you can add the window. So if you add the window, that means like you want to add a break, like from this to this, then from this to this. You can even remove a window. Guys, this component is so nice. Then there is Sundays, Saturdays. You can also check them. Then here, add an available. Define specific dates that will be excluded from your weekly availability. Okay, if you just check this, add a new date. Okay, okay. We might just need to design this interface. I like this availability, guys. Okay, and you can see here the duration. We have also set the duration. Someone has to set the duration, and it is this duration that we'll be using. We'll be using to set the intervals. Okay. First, we have to design the interface. Then we will worry about the functionality later. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay, great. So I'm just going to we have to design this. Okay. And then according to whatever he selects here, we display down. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and put duration. Okay. When so for instance, we can start by asking this: what is the duration of your meetings? Just set where is the availability form. Availability is here. So I'm just going to remove all these things. Just clean up here, just like this. Okay, and guys, the we just soon we start the Node.js plus React Native just coming up soon. That is to give you the updates anytime we start making content in React Native plus Node.js. They like sort of like the man stack. Okay, we'll not be focusing on any other stack like Node, like a Firebase or what. We're just going to use one stack. It's going to be React Native plus Node.js. Of course, we can't just try with Firebase and Superbase, but we should just like concentrate on that one stack because it is the industry standard, I guess, if you want to be on a safer side. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this date picker. Do we need a date picker? No. Then we have text input. Okay, so we might just need like some text inputs. Just like one for now. So the first one was duration. So you could just say, for instance, enter your duration. Duration. What is the duration for your, what is the duration of your meetings? They for your meetings, okay? And then you're just going to have this duration, meeting duration. I don't know if we have this somewhere else, so I'll cross check. We can just make it full or half, doesn't matter. Then we have the radio input. Actually, we have the radio input, this one, weekly or specific dates. Okay. And for this, we might just also use um, it needs even some simple notes to add on. Okay, let's just first look at the one we have. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these options, and radio options is of type option, radio option. I'm just going to go here and put the options, which is weekly and specific dates. Weekly specific dates. Okay. And then they also have some description. Okay. So const options. So these are like what? Uh, Available for this booking. Availability option, const availability options. We have an array. Uh, we have an array. What do we put here? Label and value. Can I just look at the original radio input? What do we pass in? Okay, the an object of label and value. Okay, so just go ahead and just say label and value somewhere. Here. So you have the label. For instance, this is just going to say, for instance, weekly. Okay. And then, of course, the value is going to be weekly. Weekly. Okay. And then here, just going to have specific dates. Specific dates. Okay. And then here is what is this? Okay. Yes, a specific. Okay. Yes, a specific. And I don't know if we should just like put these descriptions in the you're available. You're available one or more times during this week, every week. You are only available on specific dates. Can we just add this as in like in brackets? Can this make sense? Like this. And then for this one, I'm just also going to put like in brackets. Just like this. Okay. And so here just come and just put the options. Or the availability options. Title, name. So this is availability type. Availability type. And then title is availability, I guess. Availability. I just set this, use this. When are you available as the title? When are you available for this meeting or something. Okay, great. The word meeting. Okay, and then of course, finally we have the actual thing. Let's just see here availability. What is the duration of the meeting? Weekly. Yeah, this looks great. Okay, this looks great. Okay, now down we have to the actual thing, which is this one. Define your weekly availability below. Okay, so you have to design this window, and this window is having some kind of really some science here. Okay, and this don't need does this need to be reusable in any way or something? So I'm just going to just come here, just going to start designing it. So yes, that is able the dot padding y maybe of 8 or 6, px of 4, and dot board grade 200. Okay, let's start with the title. Just add this title here. Oh, the title is outside. Okay, so the title is outside, guys. Let me first put here this just h2, put this. That means like this whole thing I was trying to put here is inside here. Okay, so what do we have? So we have this which has a checkbox. Okay, it has a checkbox, and it is like an unfortunate. I don't think like Shad, does Shad has a checkbox? Do those people have like a checkbox? Let's just go here, check components. Just have C in the C. Yeah. So they have a checkbox, and let's see here checkbox. Okay, this looks great. Example is text, like this. Which one do we need? Let me see. Yeah, just with some text. Just with the normal one, I guess here. Yeah, like this. Accept terms and conditions. So you could just first go and install this npm. Just go and check any of these just in a second. I don't know, guys, how we are going to pull this off. So just go and let's just go and copy this code. So this is the checkbox. Okay. We just simply need these things down here, I guess. Now, just to know how this is going to work, I'm not so sure. Um, how do they make it work? Yes, say in the phone. Is even a submit. So the checkbox default value is always true or false. So it has this thing called on check. So it has checked and unchecked field on change. Okay. Let's go and put it and we shall see what we what we do, okay, so inside here, I need to have a flex. So if you just look at the design here, we have these 3 things. We have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 3 things. The checkbox, which I should put also in its own div. Put everything here. Get the checkbox from the UI checkbox, just like this, just like this. And the second one is this time. So this is a weird select input. I saw this on shared somewhere at some point. Was it on examples? Somewhere like on examples. If I could just get that UI. Where did I see it? So just like on cards or something. Yeah, here. Is I select like month, then year, and then this one. I think this would just work for us, like this small select input. Now getting this is not that easy. And it was in a form, I guess, but it doesn't matter. You could just like get that. Just see if I see payment method. Can I just get where this is? It is in cards under payment method. Okay. So we just go to shared. Let's just like see if we can just see it. Okay. Scroll down here. Let's go to this. Go to app, app examples, cards. Now in the cards, we can just like go ahead and see the one we just need, which was payment something. There's not any payment something. There is this demo payment method. Okay. I guess it must be the one demo payment method. And you just check where it's coming from. Components payment method. Okay, so just go to cards, components, and payment methods. And now we just need to see, for instance, we could just like search. What does it say the title? It says expires. I just say Control F expires. Okay. So it is here. They have grid column 3. I just want this. So just this is the second column and this. Problem, I don't know where it ends. Maybe there. I don't know if I've copied the right one. Card number. Yes, what's it? Card number is something before, I guess. I just copy this for now. We should just like short it. So this is something we put. So what is reference item center? This is for the checkbox. Yeah. Okay, so we have this checkbox. We have this first one, the checkbox. So we have here the checkbox. Okay. Then we have the time. And then we have the add window. So add window. So in this checkbox class time, so time goes here. So this one should be flex item center. and then justify between something like this. Justify. Why am I suffering? Justify between, and then let's add these selects. Something like this. Now we might just be having a mismatch of the never mind about these ones. So this one you can just make it like h2, remove the label. There is no need of label here. Then I have the select. Okay, so we have the select from UI select. The trigger get the value. Okay, select content, and then the select item. Yep, so we don't have any other, so these ones we could just leave them actually. Is the labels from the form? Even from the form. It is actually just UI label. Okay. That's okay. Then they have the year. Now we have the third one. Do we need the third one? No. We don't need the third one. So just save this. For some reason, we seems to be okay. And so this is the time. Now we have one last window, which is this plus a add window. So we could just use this like the normal button actually. So just going to just put a normal button. So just going to say button from button, just like this, and you say we're just going to add a plus icon, plus, and then add window, just like this. Where do we get this? How does this now look like? Okay, this doesn't look great. We're just going to make it look great. Because it is in the form. I'm not sure if we still need the form. Do we still need the form? I'm not so sure. But let's just leave the form and we just give this class name radio input, and then we have this one. We could just provide the class name here, I guess, and then just say correspond full. I think this one is need to be just like this. Okay, great. And then for the terms and condition, this is the day of the week. So for instance, here would have Monday. Could just have Monday. Monday. What? Where is the checkbox? Inside here. And just say put here, for instance, Monday, and this would be day. Day. Okay. So just say here Monday. We have the select, though it doesn't look so much great. Why are we having all this space? You could just like go and give this. should just have like grid core 2 actually, not grid core 3, since we don't have what grid core is 2. And grid, okay, let's look at it. Do these ones have like a fixed width or something? Let's look at these. Select, they might be having some like you know why they do they have a fixed width or something? uh, so they're divided into two, this and this. Okay. mm, but this is okay, at least like the selection is okay. When I just wanted these to have like more width. I think it was on the select trigger. The class name, let me see. Mm, okay. Could just leave it like that for now. If you just look at this other select input I have here, you could see that I customized the width, and it was on the select trigger actually. Okay, it was on the select trigger. You can see here. Okay, so but we could just leave it the way it is right now. I'm just going to try to add in some information. Okay, so just like to customize the way it looks for us. So we have define your availability, and then we have this all nice window. Now it has to repeat for all days. Okay, we have to map it for some, we have to see a way of mapping it. So first of all, let's go and customize this. So we have time. These are taking in time. Okay, and there is something for time. Mm, where is something for time? NPM time. Let's say there is daytime. I don't know. Is it just like date and time or just time? There is where we have like time or something. We just say like time, npm time, select, something like that. So there's react time. I don't want to select that. I just simply open in a new tab. Most of these things like people have already made them. You just might just need to go and find it out and use it. Let's see. React time picker. Others don't even put the demo. You don't even know how the UI looks like. This one has like 88. Import time. Then it has this time picker. I don't know how. I wonder how the UI looks like. How does the UI look like? We might just like try this one. Like you can say like, it really gives us time. I think this is what we want. Let's see this. Oh, this is so bad. We cannot use this. That is so bad. Let's take a look at others. Daytime. This one gives you date and time. We don't need date. We specifically need time. Actually, we don't need date. We need time only. Date and time. No. We just simply want the time. So just like say time picker or something. Um, time picker npm and like React. Just like normal, just such like things like that. We have already this time. Um, time. Yeah, I think we have only one. We have only one that is really that has um okay. See demo. Let's look at the demo. What? Jesus, how does this one work even? Uh, we time picker UI. What is this? 72. Okay, there is this one. Desktop version. Okay, let me see. 762 downloads. Um, uh, let's see. Jesus, even the demo page is not there. Um, actually, there is a way. We could just use actually the way they did here. Okay. So here we just put a select input, select input, select input, select input, just like this. But this would be summarized by if we got this one was looking interesting. Okay, it was looking interesting, but we cannot be the one to try it out. We can like it is not reliable. 762. What? They are about the usage. Let's see the usage. Like the UI looks somehow nice, but it's not giving the usage. No, this is not good. No, 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 no. Okay, let's just use this one. So this one only change, it gives us something like this. Then someone can select like we actually just have to logically put the way these ones put it. They're just not complicated. We use select from 0 to 12. And then this one, I think this one's also at 60, 59. And then this, so these are like a bunch of just select, okay? Just like a bunch of select, and how are we going to handle this? Uh, let's first design the UI at least looks to look like nice. Okay, we can just like first design the UI, then the other things will come later. So just start from where we are right now. So we have this, can select mass. We even don't need these titles. Okay, we don't need the labels. Okay. of course, that component is a nice one. So first of all, let's just go and take off this. Okay, select. So how many selects do we have in this? There are two. So we also have this. So basically we need three. Let's first see. So we need in each window we need three. Okay, now that's okay. So we need three. How are you going to put them together? So just put this. We don't even need to have. Just have this first select. Bring it in the same like this. And since we're using grid, uh, just put it in the same like this. So remove this. Let's put in this. Okay, so we have two selects. And let's put the third one. So just duplicate this. So we have three selects now. And then just cut this. Put here. Okay, so there are three now. One, two, three. Great. So here, do we need to use grid? We could just use grid. Then we just remove gap, maybe gap of two. How do this look like? So just see. Okay, there are three, which actually they look nice. Okay. So in between, we just need to put like dots to see that this is time. Mm, mm, yeah, but we can just do that one later. Then we have two, then this time. Okay, so you have to do exactly the same thing. I feel like we just need to put them in flex or something. So just do this. I'm just going to have, we could also use another grid or we could use flex. Grid dot grid cores cores 2. Just put the first one and then the second one. Okay, so now we have 6. Sorry. We have 6. Just like this. Only the space. Wow, our space is limited. So how are we going to design? Because they have. Is there a space? Oh, we are not using our space wisely. So we have this first one. Moreover, we have a lot of white space here. Okay, so we have Monday, and then we have this add window. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. They have space in between here. Okay, okay. Okay. Mhm. So we have the checkbox, and then we have this grid. It's just a gap. Just a gap here. Gap of maybe 4 something. Okay. So this is from, and then this one too. Okay. Um. We could just first put in this. This is 1 to 10. How could we generate 1 to 10? Um. Could just like generate like 1 to 10 minus. Have to write it. I feel like there's no need of writing this. Let me just see. How would we write that? You could just go and copy from this. So you have array from length. So here you can just put the length, and we have the index. Okay. Yeah, let's just use this. And so just figure out how we're going to put that. So in the select content, like in the first one, uh, so here instead of putting all this manually, okay. So then remove all of them. Just put array from. So this is 10. In the item, we have the value. How about index plus one? We have already index. Let's see. So I'm just going to get this index. Okay. Just going to say plus one. Okay. And then I would, yeah. Okay. We could do pad start or something. And then for this, exactly the same thing, I guess. How about I plus one? Let's see. Okay, okay, so we have 1 to 10, which is great actually. Why are we not having ability to move even up? Okay, so we have 1 to 10. So we need just to, first of all, this time was moving up to what time? Was moving 1 up to 12. Okay, 1 up to 12. So this is going to be 12. Now we could just do something like this. Mhm. So we could just put, if we put this in bracket, can we have like dots outside here? And we could just like, do we have to first convert it string to do pad start string? And then can I do like now dot? Do we have pad start? So you could just say pad start. And then we say, we just need to say 2 is 0 with 0. Something like this, I guess. The same thing to here. Can I just copy this to also here? So put this in the brackets and then I put this. Let's see now. It should now show two values. Yeah. Okay, so you just say like, you have like now two values up to 12. Let me just first move this up here. So you have like 1 up to 12. Okay, that's great. So that's the time. And then we have, so what do we put in the next one? This one is the same thing, but up to 59. Whoa, shit. That's crazy. Okay. That's crazy. Mm, hmm. We could just have had like the person to enter the time manually. Did we need to really select? Hmm? I don't think it is really necessary. Maybe on this last one. This one would be just like a text, a regular text input, I feel like. This would be regular text input. This whole select is not looking great. Mm. Our select really, I don't think I like it. I don't know. It's just like me having a bias on this select. I feel like I don't like it. Okay. Okay, let's just put like the second one up to 59. How does that one feel even? I'm just going to put this Control C. So this now we're just going to replace it with this one and then 59, just like that. And let's go and see. So this moves up to 59. Okay. Okay. Someone can say 1207. And then here we have AM and PM. As simple as that. So the third one is just like AM and PM. Just select three of these ones. Okay. Just paste them here. And then you just have like AM. And then here you have PM. Okay. Just like this. So value is going to be, you could just associate AM and then PM. Okay. So the second, this other one is somehow easy. Okay. We still have UI issues bar list so far. Okay. So just need to duplicate this one. We put this side. Now for this add window button, add window button, I'm just going to just go here, give it a variant of ghost. I think it's ghost. Ghost launches looks like a link, which has nothing like, yeah, just something like that. Okay. And then this plus looks like we could just give it a class name and you could just give it a width of 4, height of 4, and flex length 0. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it's like more fine. Mm, maybe 6. It looks like really small. Like, well, 5. Yeah. So 5 is okay. Okay. So now, still feeling this UI, we still have our issues. We still have some small issues to work on. Okay, we still have some issues to work on, but I'm just going to change, remove NAPX. Let's see. It's not looking better. Just leave pics there. Um, but right now at least it looks much better. It looks much better. Only that the date here there is maybe we put just like a on the date checkbox. Maybe I just add like margin right of 3. Yeah, something like this. At least the date is having some spacing right now. Okay, only that this here. Okay, so I don't know if the select looks great for you guys. I feel like we would just like put the manual input. Someone just puts the date, just like 08 or 8 or something. Of course, here we have the control, but don't like the UI. So someone says like 0 to then like 27, then PM. Okay, this I don't know if this is okay. For the select, we could just like PM and AM is okay, but for the time, I think for this case it is easier to write. But you are giving a chance of someone putting the time that is not specific. I just leave it because people are weird. Someone can put in any weird time, but with this you are guaranteed they are going to put in the time you want, and that's the purpose of the select. So just go with this. So I will just duplicate this and then put it to this side. Okay, so the one we have, okay, you just have this one. Let's just see this and this. So just remove this and then simply duplicate this like that. Okay, so we have the same thing now. Okay, we just need to change the titles. Yeah, and then they need like we also need like the titles. Like here, someone said this is from time to to time. Okay, so Monday, you come and select like that. That window. Let's first look at flow byte select. What is the experience flow byte? So what I would just also suggest is that we just let's first go and say with the select input. Okay, see. Okay, this is just how it looks like. Uh, okay, the good thing with this is that the good thing with this is that the select is on this. We might actually just use this select and we have it as a component. The good thing with this is that when you're choosing just like this is detected by React hook form. We don't need to do any on stage or anything. Direct, you have this being selected, and for a case, it would be something really nice. I guess how we are going to do that. So what I'm just going to suggest is that this component, this availability form, we just going to work it. I will suggest give it a fresh video because clearly you see it needs some good work. It's a nice component. I like it. But so far we actually have it. You see, we have like you can select a date, you have these selections like this, and then the only thing we just need is to make it 5 times. Okay, just need to duplicate this 5 times and it would be great. So for this time, we could just work on this submitting these other forms, these other data. The fact that we now have all the forms complete, okay, we could just save all this except availability. And then for availability, we just come and just make its own video because its UI is really nice and it needs some good time. Okay. So I'm just going to go on these forms and see how we can submit them. So the first thing is that on the first submit, we have to generate some unique ID that is going to be used for tracing this. Okay. And it is only on the first submit that we're just going to create. And then these other ones, I think we need to just simply update. Okay, if you think about it, all these ones cannot be create. Okay, these ones will have to be the update. Okay, so on this first one where we send the name, this, we have to generate, and then we make it available for these other forms to use. So how are we going to make it also available? That is also another thing. If we need any sort of redux or anything, I don't know. Alternatively, we could just append it. We could just append it in the URL. Okay, we could also just append it in the URL and get it from there. We could just call it like form ID. Okay, form ID. And then we will just be submitting on that. Okay. Where are we starting now? So I'm just going to go to, I think, Prisma. What do we have so far in Prisma? In Prisma, we have this whole thing. Okay, so we have a user, doctor, blah, blah, and then this is a user. Okay, you just need to remove these ones. Okay, so for what we just know is that we need to create a profile. Okay, so I'm just going to go here. You could just duplicate this. Okay, and then you could just say doctor profile. Just say doctor. Okay, doctor. We could just even name it doctor. Okay, and then they will have all that information. So one thing that is for sure, let's first remove this, is that we need to have a relationship between these ones. Okay, just a second. For these ones, we actually deleted. Wanted to create a relationship. I'm just going to go use one of these ones. Actually, just go and use one of these ones for simplicity. I'm just going to cut this and add it near here. I think that's the reason why I left it. For simplicity, I'm just going to say this. We could just say doctor actually. And then what you just know to know is that Behind the scenes, this is just like a doctor profile, something like this. You get? Is it a doctor profile? We just like leave it like that. The only thing you have to know, it has to be related to the user. So here you're just going to have a user ID, and then you're just going to say user, and it is of user, and this is user ID, references ID, cascade on delete. So that means that we have to copy this to have, by the way, this is, what type of relationship is this? Uh, so we could just have here doctor profile, okay, and is of doctor profile. Just like that, a doctor cannot have multiple profiles, right? So a user can have only one doctor profile. Like it can just be only related just like one to one like that. Yeah, I guess. Then he use what's this? Error passing attribute at relation. A one-to-one relation must use unique field on dividing sides. Either add at unique attribute to the field use ID or change the relation to one to many. Okay, so just going to say what? Use add a unique attribute to the use ID. Okay, here, like you have to say add unique. Simple as that. Okay. Okay, so we have still one problem though. What's the problem? Doctor profile. Okay, just see this. Error passing alteration. The relation field doctor profile model user is required. This is no longer valid because it's not possible to enforce this constraint to doctor profile. Okay, the easy way to see this is just go back to Prisma documentation. Prisma, just like that, and just like, get started with Prisma. Okay. So that is where they have, let's just say, you could just also just go to MongoDB. Okay. Mm-hmm. Prisma init, connect your database. Update. Okay. Mm, post author ID. This is not the one I want. These are all, I think, one too many. Okay. I think you can just like simply search, I think here. Mm, I think we could just like search it, just say here. You never know, we could just like get it. One, two, one. One-to-one relationship. Okay, so they just give it here. It's a good one actually. So we had a model in the user. You just simply put profile and just profile, and just like that. Here we just have user and user ID. So let's just see, of course, for MongoDB. In this case, we have, for instance, profile. Okay, we have the doctor profile. So just like this. So this would be doctor profile, and this is the model doctor profile. I don't know why doctor profile. Okay, so just simply put a question mark at the end, only that. And then for this other one, you can see just user and then user. Okay, yeah, as simple as that. Iteration user ID references, then this you have to add unique on the user ID. Okay, okay, so great. That one is done. Now we just need to define what is in the doctor profile. So everything, all those smart onboarding stuff, they are all under the doctor profile. So you could just remove all these ones, and then we start just start shipping, except the ID. Okay, except the ID. So the easiest way to do this is to go on the types where we wrote the types here. So this is where we have all the forms. Okay, so all this information, all this, I think that's like on the biodata. Okay, so you have to bring all this information the way it is up to here. Okay, so all this information has to be brought into Prisma. It has to go here. Okay, never mind with all those errors. We simply just need to put this. So that is the first batch. Okay, just like this. Okay, so now you can see, sorry. So you can see now we have all this. So first name is a string, and then we have last name is a string. Then we have this, which is a string middle name and not required. So just say string, and you can just say if it is not required, I think we can put a question mark at the end. Date of birth. So date of birth, you can just say DOB, and you can say it is daytime, not required. And then gender is a string. There's a spelling here. Gender is a string. Then we have a page, so which is also a string. Okay. So now the remaining of the field, so the first ones here we can just like leave, but all the other ones shouldn't be required. Okay, so these all other ones, so you just can get these ones. Okay, so like profile picture shouldn't be required, so I'm just going to copy this. Okay, so this is profile picture, bio, page, remove, we already have the page. Medical license is a string. Then this is expiry is daytime. Then years of experience is int, not required. Then we have this next level of these ones. So let me just also cut all these ones out. So just add this. Just copy this here. We have email. We have the phone. All these ones are not required. Okay. Page, remove it. Okay, then the next is cut this. So we have medical. So just to do this. Okay. Okay, all these string array. Uh, so this one is a string array. By the way, is there others that were meant to be string arrays? String arrays don't have this question mark, I guess. Shall be checking them. Then we have this primary specialization. Specialization, I think, was also an array, a string array. I could just like confirm primary specialization from the types. Primary specialization. Primary specialization is just a string. Okay. Just go inside the schema. Other specialties. So other specialties is an array. So this also is an array. Okay. Then just copy these other ones. Start with the ones of arrays. So we have this is a string array. That's the only one. So the remaining, just copy and paste this. Okay. Hours is an int. Okay. This is string with an array. The remaining are just strings, just like this. Just select like this. Let's remove the page. And then just copy these out, just like that. Okay, so finally we have our form. I guess we don't have any errors. Do we have any errors? I can just go remove this category, I guess. I don't think we have any errors, and I think we have all the fields. Okay. I'm not so sure, but I think we are good to go. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Okay, so this is great. Of course, we just need these two things. So we'll need a doctor profile ID, which we're just going to call a form ID. And then, of course, we need also the user ID, which will be also having, okay. And at that point, that's why we need a logged in user, okay. So we need to first create the first one, and then we need to get this. After creating on this first creation, we need to make sure we have the form ID, or this whole form ID that this person can use for tracking. Okay, we can use he can use for tracking, and would show it somewhere so that he can be able to see it. You can be able to see it. You can just tell him. So remember to use this ID blah blah for tracking purposes. And I think we could just generate him a token. We could just add one thing, maybe tracking, the tracking number. Yeah, I think that one will just be better if we just add the tracking number, just say tracking number, and this is just going to be a string. Okay, so we could generate a tracking number, and then because this other one will be just like the form ID is going to be of this format. Now this doesn't look nice to use it for tracking. Okay, we could just use like a 6 or 8 digit character to generate it in caps, and then we use it for tracking. And that one is very easy. We can use ChatGPT to generate that. Okay, great. So now it's time we run npx. We push this. Okay, we're just going to push this to database, and we see if we can actually do something. So we're adding checkbox. It was already there. Just say no. I'm just going to come here and say npx prisma. Actually, we need to stop the server for the Prisma client to do this. So yes, we're going to say Control C. Let's say npx prisma db push, and then after that, I just want to go ahead and run npx prisma generate. Sometimes it doesn't generate for the Prisma client, and finally we just run Prisma npm run dev. So you just need to run that command. This will push all the stuff, the Prisma schemas. Okay, everything generated, Prisma client generated, and okay, we are running one more time. Okay, so when that one is done, let's just prepare the first push or the first sending of the form. So I'm just going to do is going to these forms. Okay. So the first form is going to be this one. Okay. And seems to be having an issue already. So what do we have in this data? First name, last name, middle name, date. Why is date complaining? Okay, it is medical license. Do we have medical license? No. First name, last name, middle name, DLB page. We don't have medical license. Remove this. Okay. So what we need is after, please select your license date. Okay. So after we have all the data we need, so before we submit, we need to confirm we have the necessary data. Okay. So just going to be benchmarking. Okay. Just going to be benchmarking. Just see on the biodata. Let me just go ahead and inspect. It doesn't have to be like this. Does it look nice here? Okay, great. So I'm just going to go to the console, clear everything, and let's just fill in this one. So just fake filler. So you have first name, last name, gender. So let's click. Please select the date. Okay, that's great. Pick a date, and what is this date? The date of birth. Okay, it doesn't matter. So now we can just say save. Please select your license expiry. Where is my license? In this, do we have license? Just check here. We're checking license expiry. Where is the license? We just go in this and let's see what we have. Okay, so we have first name, last name, middle name, date of birth, gender, and page. So we don't have this. So just remove this, but that was nice. Okay, remove that. And let's just make sure we have everything we need. I'm just going to go ahead and click on save now. Please select your license. I think we just need to refresh. Just refresh. Okay, let's refresh. And those ones who are watching, thank you for watching, and I hope you are learning from all this. And if you're just liking, please smash the like button and also subscribe. So just go ahead and try to add the information one more time. Pick a date of birth like this, and you could just also pick the year, I guess, like nice like that. Just leave like that, and let's say save. So let's fill in the information we have. So we have the first name, date, last name, middle name, and this biodata. Okay. So on the first time, we need to also, first of all, we have to send the user ID. So where are we going to get the user ID? Okay. Do we have this? We are having this. We have to send in the user ID in this form. Where is this coming from? It's coming from the onboarding steps. Okay, so on the onboarding steps, do we have the ID? What is that ID? Is that the user ID something? Where are we using this ID? First of all, Control F. Where are we using it? ID. This must be the user ID, right? We could just follow it up by just going to the onboarding form. So in the front, onboarding, you have the ID here. Okay, so this is the ID. After getting it, we pass it in here. So it comes, this is the ID. Now we need this ID to send it actually to the, so this one, just going to send the user ID as ID. Okay, so just come here, let's accept this user ID. So here is the user ID. We can edit here. User ID is a string. Okay, so we have the user ID. We can just also just come here, add it. So data dot, now we have to go and add it there. So just add user, it has to be actually user ID, just like that. So you can just go to this biodata from props and we add the user ID. Just click on this and this come here and say user ID has to be a string. Okay, go back to the biodata. Why are we having anything like errors here? Oh, so all other forms, do they need to have it? Why are these ones complaining? User ID is missing. What are they using? Step form props. Okay, stem form props. The stem form props. Oh, okay, so just make it not required. Okay, let's go back to the biodata now. Okay, so now we have this. Let's just go ahead one more time, console the data. So clean this. Let's submit, save. Okay, so just see first name, last name. Okay, you have to refresh maybe. So I'm just going to clear this, fill in some information, pick a date, 13th, like that, save. So let's just look at this. First name, we don't have the user ID. Why? And I'm just adding it in here, data dot. Oh, I'm just saying data dot user ID just like that. Data dot user ID is user ID. String or undefined inside of type string. Okay. Okay. So just because of how it is coming here in the props, okay, it's okay. We could just come here and say also undefined. Okay. We should be good here. And I don't know if that is the, yeah. So now we have no problems. So now let's go and test one more time. If we have it, we're just going to clear this. Try to submit one more time. Okay, so we have now the user ID, a page, middle name, last name female, this. And if we don't put in right now the middle name, I guess we have error. So it can't be optional and is required. So we can just come here and for the middle name, you could just come and say is required, set it to false. Okay, set it to false, just like this, and this will take away this error. Okay, great. So you can just like submit now, and logically they cannot allow to submit it, I guess. I don't know. So what we can just say, uh, that would be very tricky for us to handle. But what you can also just pass in is that in this user use form, you can post in something like this, default values, and you can say, for instance, middle name to this. I guess that's when they will allow us to do it, to submit. If you just like refresh, fill in everything. Let's remove this middle name, type submit, pick a date, clear this, and let's save. Still, we need to fill in this. So logically, we haven't, like, it is not allowing to go ahead. Okay. We can also just first leave this out. This is not helping us. Okay. Now this is required, is not doing exactly what I expected it to do. So is required. So the input, it just took off this error. Okay, but then here it is not working. So putting required to false does not help. Oh, I think it is making it a string. I have no idea. Like, must be like is just going to. Were you just like I put direct? Like here, just like this is required is a boolean. Okay, let's just go and see now. Refresh. I'm just going to come here, remove this, and pick a date. Submit. Yeah, so now it works. Yep. Yeah, yep. It works. And you can see middle name is not required. So let's just remove data from these other ones. Yeah, so it works. So it is simply, it was making it a string here. Okay, so now it is getting it as a boolean, right? That was great. I like it. Okay, so now we have all the data except one thing. Do we need to generate the token from the create profile, or we generate the token from here? Because we need the token. Okay, so I could just like open here chat GPT. Okay, I'm not going to think of it, so just say create for me a TypeScript function that generates an 8, maybe we just make them 8 character character 8 character, maybe just say 8 figure, no, 8 characters, maybe 8, maybe an 8 token uh, tracking number. Okay, 8 character, just say 8 character tracking number, okay. The tracking number should be composed of capital letters, and figures. Okay. Okay. Just like to look at this. To just help us get this up to 8, and this just like TypeScript function. Okay, just like this. Export, generate. So just going to just create this function somewhere and then reuse it all the time. So I'm just going to go to lib, and you just see here, maybe create this, generate tracking .ts, and just have this to return as a tracking number. Okay, you could just like put this length here and then we pass it here if you want it. Okay, but for now just leave it just like this, and I'm just going to go and save this in the biodata. So we need to add also this in the biodata, I guess. So now we just have to have data dot, okay, token. What did we call this? Let me just a second. What did we call this in Prisma? So in the Prisma, we mentioned the tracking number. We called it tracking number. So what we need to do is, did we export this function, generate tracking, export? Yeah, you could just export default or export just like that. So I'm just going to add this tracking number to types, biodata. Let's come in and we say tracking number. Just paste this tracking number as a string, just like this. Okay. Tracking number as a string, and then so just going to go back to this form. Now we're just going to say data dot tracking number is equal to generate tracking this generate tracking number. Okay, so we just have also this. Now if we just go one more time, submit, just do this, fill in all the fields, and just go and click on the date is there. You just click on this. Now we have the first name, gender, last name, middle name. This we have tracking number generated, a list. Okay, we have the tracking number, and we can give this pass to the person and say your tracking number is this, and just go ahead, use this when you're just going to track with your email. So you'll be using the email of the user and the tracking number. Okay. Great. So the good thing, we have the user ID. So meaning that okay, we suggest see how we're going to handle that. So now we have whatever we need in the first phase to create a user. By the way, always cross-check your information very well before you send it to the schema. Most people rush, they are sending information and they find they have errors. For instance, we have the user ID, we have it, we have the tracking number, first name, last name, middle name, date of birth, gender, and the page. So this first group of information, we have it. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and now go to the actions, and we have user. Now we could just put this in the user, or we could just go ahead and put onboarding.ts. I'm just going to duplicate this. In fact, just simply duplicate, copy, and then paste. Go and call this onboarding.ts, enter, onboarding.ts, use server. So the first function we just need to do, so I'm just going to remove all others. We don't need them, just remove all these ones, and now we just have this one as g create doctor profile, doctor profile. Okay, now it brings in the data. Now here the data, we could just use Prisma here as doctor. Could have used the use from Prisma client. Okay, so the data here, I don't know if yes use that. If it is going to create, we could just receive this information, and this is the good way of picking the information. So just come, I'll just copy this object. Okay, so I'll copy this object, and let's start with the dob. Okay, and paste all these other ones. We have the user ID, we have the tracking number, we have the page, we have the middle name, we have the last name, we have the gender. So what else? We have the first name. So just like this. Okay, so we have this information now. We have errors. What errors are we having? Oh, okay, so we don't need all these guys. Just going to remove this, generate token, blah blah. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. Okay, maybe we just wanted the create. Just see, we don't need existing. We don't need to check this. We don't need this. We need to create new user, or just create. So new profile is await prisma dot. So this is would be doctor profile dot create, and then we are going to pass in the data here. Okay, then after that, we don't need all these sending whatever emails. By the way, in the future, we might just need to send an email after they have finished, but for now, let's just go ahead and see. Okay, so the data is exactly this, the one we just need to create right now, just this here, just like this, and just going to return new profile. Okay, so it seems everything is okay. So you can just go ahead and console the new profile if it is created. Console.log new profile, just like this. If it is successfully created, okay. So what do we need? We have the new profile, and I don't know if we just need status. Really, in this case, you could just simply return new profile for this case. And then now on this side, in the biodata, okay. Now here in the biodata, we have a lot of things you could do, more especially like picking the information that you're going to use. So here we have the tracking. So on this page, we might just need to show the tracking, the user tracking after it has been generated. Maybe we display it somewhere and we say, please use this for tracking or blah blah. But I wanted it to put somewhere where you can see it all the time. I don't know how you're going to do it. I could just append it to this, the tracking, and then we show it on every page. Your tracking number is this. Yeah, we could just append it to the page. Okay. We're just going to see how you're going to do that when you're just going to the next page. After finishing save, we're supposed to go to the next page. Okay. Then just go and see. Okay, just like this. So we have all the information. Now I'm just going to write the try catch in this biodata. Okay, so I'm just going to go here after we have all the data. Just going to try the try catch block. Then he just simply say console.log error for now. And then I'm just going to say const new profile is equal to await create is it a doctor profile or create profile? Create profile, create doctor profile, and let's pass in the data. Okay. Now the problem the data we are passing in is not assignable to this because, okay, so I'm just going to go and modify this create. Let's for now give it the biodata. Okay. Since we have an error here of the data. Okay. Saying DOP undefined. Okay, so how are we going to harmonize this? Is not a sendable type with our doctor. Create input, blah 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 blah. Okay, so now the easy way would be saying, okay, this is any. To just help us easily, just like that. Okay, we know what you're doing. At that point, we can just like use that. So we pass in the data. Then we just await whatever just going to come along. Okay. So what do we do next? Okay. What do we do next? After getting the profile, we need to route to the next page. So that means we need to know what is the next page from here. So can we pass in the next page? So from the biodata, the next page is profile. From profile is contact, like that. We need to know how the steps have to follow. Okay. So we have the date. the current page. Okay, we could simply maybe move to the next page. Uh, um, so the easiest way would be um, so after they have saved the data, so this would be like save and continue. Mhm. Uh, it has to save and just moves on to the next page. Mm, mhm. So click on save, it saves the data, and then to route to the next the profile information. Okay. So that means that in this onboarding step, okay, onboarding step, this is where all the steps are. So the biodata, we pass in the page, so it has access to the page. But then for each individual page, we should just know like what is the next page from this page. So for biodata, for instance, next page is equal to, so from the biodata, we go to the profile. Okay, so this is profile. You just click on profile. So we have profile. So is profile. Then for the profile, the next page is equal to is contact. Okay, so just pass in contact, and then for the contact, what is the next page? So the next page is equal to education. Okay, is education. We can just also go and define this on these props here on this. So next page, it should just not be required, but it is a string. Okay, next page. Why is the contact info complaining? This one, next page, contact, next page is equal education. Why is this complaining? Type page, type intrinsic, doesn't exist on the intrinsic. What is this one using? Oh, it also have this stem. Just export this step from props from the biodata. Okay, so we have go back to the on step, next page. So next page here, if you're on education, what is the next page? There is education, there is practice. So this is practice. Okay, and this is also using the, let's remove this. Let all of them use the same from this. Okay. Then the last one, we have the practice. So if you want to practice, what is the next page? Next page is additional. Additional. So we're also going to go here and they say next page. Next page is equal to this. Uh, Step. Okay. And then we have additional. So just add here next page is equal to, so if you just want additional, what is the next page? I think it's availability. Okay, so the next page is availability. Okay. And then for the availability, we just don't need any page. So you can just leave it like this because we don't need it. Okay. So now, alternatively, we could have passed the current steps, but they just use that. So from here, if I just go back to this cross, or let me go to the biodata. Okay, so make sure you receive, we are receiving the next page. So you can just go in and just get the next page, and I can simply route. I'm just going to copy this. I, mhm. What do we need to do? Change the page exactly the link we put on the side. Let me just see the links. What did we put on the side? If you just go, for instance, for the onboarding steps, what do we put here? So we just have this. We just need to route this. Copy this. Biodata. Okay. So here, after we have done this, we just say router. So that means you have to create a router. Okay. So just go and create a router. Okay, see you tomorrow. We have the router. Great. So just going to say router dot. So we have router dot push, and we can push to this. So we have ID, which is the user ID. And then we have also the next page. A next page, just like that. Okay. And at this point, we have set loading. Is it set? Is loading? Yeah. Set is loading to false. Excuse me. Uh, if at the start here, say it is loading it true, and then here also have to make it false, just in case of any errors. I don't expect it to work on the first touch. So you just need to route.push onboarding just like this. Let's just go and see. Do we need any information from this? I don't know if we need any information. We could just actually append the tracking if you wanted, because from this, if it went successful, we actually still have the tracking number. Okay. We still have the tracking number, and we could just get from this anyways. Okay. So you could just say, for instance, here, and tracking is equal to, and then we could just have dollar new profile dot, and we could just have a dot tracking number. We could just say have something like this. Does not exist on that. Well, the same thing, tracking. I'm seeing the tracking number here. First name, last name, middle name, blah blah. Tracking number does not exist on the type. Is is this different? It is tracking. Are you trying to say like the same? This gives back this. Oh, I wonder we have this. Uh, why would you say new profile does not have that? Oh, mm, anyways, I could just also have it from the data if I wanted. Okay, let's just go and see if this can create. Now, this is the actual thing now. Just go here. And by the way, we want console.log. So just go ahead and also console.log new profile. So console.log new profile. Okay. Of course, this is we could just use context API to save it. So I'm just going to go here. Try now to create, and I just want to check also in the console, just like this. Okay. So let me fill in the data, and we could have gotten the first name and last name from and I do autofill. I'm just going to say here my names. Okay. Middle name, I don't have a middle name. Male. Okay. Date of birth. You could just change the year. How do you change the year? This doesn't change the year just like that. I want to change the year to something else. This is a very bad experience for selecting the year. So someone has to. I thought it would check the date, and it gives you the easy way of selecting the year. This is not good. Okay, for testing purposes, let's just leave this one like that. And let's just go and save. Saving, please wait. Okay, something happened clearly. Hey, and we are on the profile information. Okay, that's really great. We actually directed and the tracking is there. What do we need like and is it supposed to be like that in the params? But you can see that we have the tracking number plus that we redirected to the profile. That's great. And when we check here the information, uh, what is it? So we have the biodata from here. Okay, so you can see it went ahead, created art, date of birth, and then tells all this information. User ID is there, tracking number is there. Okay, bio, the page is there, ID. So we have this information, first name, the gender. So everything is great. So we managed to save the other piece of data this side. Okay, so what I just want is now you guys to we need to, if we go back to this step, we need to find this information that actually we did. It should be there. Okay, that information, we need to have it. Now the fact that we have the ID, okay, we can just have the ID, or since we have the tracking data, okay. But I think the easiest would be using the either context API or use Redux to store the data, because at this point we could just save there the ID of the form, and the ID of this profile form would help us to pick the information to populate here, because like this information should be already there, like keep it. Okay, in fact we could just use the Redux itself, keep the form state. Okay, or you could just take it from the database direct, because if I have the ID now of this, okay, if I have the ID of this, I would just simply go ahead and fetch all this data and put it in here. Okay, so right now what the task I'm just going to give you is go ahead and update all this information. Okay, so I'm just going to work on that. So in the next video, we just have two things to work on: the availability form to finish it, and then the second thing is going to be the saving. See how we are going to get to retrieve this data back, because we saved it in the database. If you check in the database, we have all this data we saved. Okay, you can just go ahead and confirm by running npx Prisma Studio and look at the data. We have this step saved. Now we need to retrieve back this, so that if we go to the next page, we have this data. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this episode. I'm just going to catch you up in the next one. See you in the next episode.